Okay,
Oh, so funny. All
so
right, on topic.
Jordan. So crazy weekend. What an
Yes.
exciting win for Denny.
hmm
And okay, I told you that I wanted to do just a little quick um extra bonus episode and pretty much just want you to take the reins, but what I want to know is Sunday morning to Sunday night,
hmm
from the moment your eyeballs open when you woke up to when you finally went to bed that night, what was
Yes.
everything that transpired?
Okay, well, everything in detail. Okay, so I have to preface it the day before because he went to Martinsville on Saturday, and I had to stay back with the kids because Taylor had this like track meet all day. So we were in the
Oh,
car literally from like sun up to sunset. Hold on. Should I like tell my dog to like,
I mean,
can you hear her
it's
barking
fine.
or no?
I can't
Okay.
now.
Okay,
Yeah.
now we can. She just stopped, but thank you.
Okay.
But anyways, okay, back to what I was saying. So I was in my car from like sunrise to sunset on Saturday. We were in she had a track meet like all the way in Marvin or South Charlotte area. Didn't get home till about 8 o'clock. Okay.
Oh my
So then
gosh.
I passed out. My whole plan was to go to Martinsville that night, but because we got home so late, I was like, I'm so tired. So I clocked out at 8:30. Very
Yes,
rare for me to go to bed that early, but I was that tired. Me and Molly basically woke up at 8:30 on Sunday morning, and I was like, oh my gosh, we've got to like
that
get
is amazing.
going. It was
Yeah.
probably the best sleep I've had in like a long time, but clearly it was definitely needed. So
Yeah.
anyways, we got
God
up.
knew. He knew what you were preparing about to endure the whole day
Uh,
before, the whole day after. Cause like, so
yeah.
crazy to like, I mean, I have so many questions, but I can't imagine how stressful it feels for you when he is like leading for so long, you're pregnant, you've got like different moving parts with your kids. Anyway, so
It was
God
mostly
knew you needed the
like,
rest.
yeah, well, I had been in my car all day on Saturday, and if I hadn't have been in my car, I would have driven there on Saturday night. Anyways, I knew I had a 2 hour drive ahead of me. So Sunday morning, I get the girls ready. We leave probably around 11. Got there at like 1 or so. Um, Martinsville is kind of like a home track for him. Usually it's
Yeah.
Richmond. So we had family there. We had his brother and his girlfriend, and then his niece and her fiance, and her his niece is getting married in the fall, so she asked our girls to be in her wedding that morning.
Oh,
So Taylor's gonna be a junior bridesmaid in this wedding. I'm always gonna be a flower girl for the first time. So
oh,
that was
that's
sweet.
sweet.
I know. So we had like some good moments, but then everybody, like once we got ready and out on pit road, there was like this different like vibe in the air, I feel like, and everyone kept saying they had a feeling, and I was like, what? Like, I mean, I knew that he had qualified well. I knew he was really good in practice. But I had a couple, guys from Toyota and JGR like, oh yeah, like it's his race today. And I was like, okay, sure.
Yeah.
So that feeling, you do get those like as the spouse sometimes, I feel like, but not to say that I didn't have it, but I was just like, like we'll see. I don't want to get my
Yeah.
hopes up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I don't like to call things before it happens because most times it doesn't end up our way, and
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so the race started, and like he came kind of out of nowhere and was like dominating for such a long time, and um we watched from the bus mostly. Like I took Molly to MRO, and Taylor had some homework to do, and I was spending time with his mom and family while we were on the bus. So I actually never got to the pit box because I had so much going on inside the bus. And I was like, well, I don't
Yeah.
want to jinx it now if I go out there, and like I said, I only like to go out there if I usually like to go out there during the last stage, especially if he's doing really bad, because I'm like, well, if I go out there, and he's still doing bad, it's not that big of a deal. But I don't like to go out there if he's leading and then it's like something happens. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So then you're like, oh man.
Yeah.
I don't
It
want to jinx
feels like,
things.
yes, I know. I always feel that way that you're like gonna alter the
I
the balance of the world or
Yeah, I'm like,
something. Like it's so silly, but it's like I know I don't have an actual play in this, but I feel like if I go out there, something's gonna change and I'm
no.
gonna shift the energy or something.
I
Yeah.
know. I didn't want to like mess things up. They're already good where they're at.
Yeah.
But I was convinced. I was convinced. I'm like, there's gonna be a caution. Like there
Yeah.
always is at Martinsville. There's always an overtime, and apparently, with the Xfinity
Yeah.
race being all crazy,
Totally.
um,
I
I was
told Ty, I was
convinced.
like, that Martinsville Xfinity race is probably one of the top five of all three of the series races. That Xfinity Martinsville race, why is it always such a drama show? Like, it's
No.
always such a spectacle. I don't know. It
Yeah, it's
cracks me
always
up
like
every single.
chaos.
Yes, it is always chaos, that Martinsville Xfinity race. The
Uh,
early, like the spring and the fall. But anyway, I'm like those Xfinity Martinsville races. The Cup races the last few years have been, I don't know, not necessarily chill either. But yeah, like
yeah, I mean,
the
and
fact that there wasn't a green light checkered at the end is rare, I feel
well,
like.
I didn't watch the Xfinity race. I only heard about it. And from what I had seen on TV after and what Denny had told me,
Yeah.
but I knew how much of a spectacle it was. So I was like, oh, great. Like, this is going to be a green white
Yeah.
checkered. Like we had Bubba up there, we had Christopher Bell, Elliot was up there. So I thought for sure, I'm like, there's going to be
Something's gonna happen.
something's going to happen. Like, this race can't go this clean, or at least be in Denny's favor this much. So I
Yeah.
was kind of like shocked. I truly was. I was like, just don't get your hopes up. And then we all were in the living room or of our bus, when he crossed the finish line. It was like so exciting. We had like 10 of us hop on the golf
Yeah.
cart, go out there to victory lane. You probably
I
saw the
loved
girls
seeing
run over.
Molly.
Yeah, run over to him. I couldn't run as fast as they did, but I was
Were you
still there.
so were you nervous, or were you just kind of like, he's got this? Or like
Well, I
when I
started
was
getting
pregnant, and during the races that I was super pregnant towards this time last year,
Mhm.
I was just like, I could feel my heartbeat. Like,
Mhm.
I don't know why. The pregnant thing made it like
Yes.
worse.
I mean that too. Well, usually when I get nervous, I pace or I clean. So I was like walking the bus, like walking around,
Yeah.
and like I was kind of like touching up my lip gloss, and I was like, I don't want to do that. And like I was like, where's my, I was trying to find my like stuff just in case, just in case. Where's the kids' shoes? Just in case, just in case. And
Yeah.
I was like just putting things away. It's like my nervous tick. I clean, I pack up just to like so I don't have to like I'm watching it, but I'm like trying to like busy myself so I'm not so like enamored.
Yes, totally.
His mom is usually the one that she's got her like fingers crossed or legs crossed. Like she's very much kind of superstitious like that. She used to be a lot
Yeah.
worse. She's way better now, but um no, it was super cool. And like, yeah, I wasn't as nervous because once I was like, okay, like he's dominated this race, and I was just more worried about the caution coming out at the end, and I was actually super
Yeah.
surprised that it didn't, and thank
Yeah.
God that it didn't.
Yeah.
So yeah, so then we went out there and celebrated and all the things.
And did you guys do anything after, or you do the whole victory lane and then did you just go home?
we Yeah, we celebrated with a drive through.
Right? Where'd you go?
We
Cookout?
Yes, we went to Cookout.
That is the best. Every
Cookout on
time
the
I
way
leave
home.
Martinsville, yeah, always
Only
cookout on the way
Martinsville.
home.
Yeah, so basically, no, we celebrated Victory Lane. He was there for a couple of hours. There was a few fans that had stayed. Um, they wanted to like see him leave, and which was awesome to see all those fans stay because
Yeah.
it was at least 2 hours, I'd say. And that was pretty cool to see because usually, like Martinsville, I don't know if you noticed, but did you see everybody booing, like, even like the popular drivers at Martinsville for
No, I
intros?
didn't. I wasn't there,
Yeah,
so I always think it's weird when you get the random boos like
I know.
that, like where a crowd is like really
Yeah,
booing
they
a
were
lot.
booing
That's
like Wallace and Elliot. I was like, wait a minute, what? Like, where are we right now? I was
yeah, I always
totally
think
like
yeah,
caught
I
off
always
guard by
think that's
that.
so weird.
So I was surprised to see all those fans actually like stay and wait because I was like, okay, Denny's public enemy number one here, probably from a few years back or whatever. So
Yeah.
no, it was cool. Like he waited, and those guys were super appreciative. And then no, we had a 2 hour drive home, and so um, I drove home. Denny replied to a bunch of congrats text messages, and got some drive through, and came home, and then we had to have school the next day. So that's kind of what we were late for.
Yeah,
For good
yeah.
reason. For good reason.
That's what's so funny is it's
So
like gone are the days sometimes, not always, I'm sure, but like the days of probably like having this big shebang after a win. It's probably like, I'm tired. Let's just go home and chill.
no, we honestly, it's so funny because we used to do that. Like when he
Yeah.
was, I don't want to say in his prime. I mean, but this was his 55th win. But
Yeah.
I mean, we used to like celebrate and party and like do all the things. But like when you have kids, it's kind of like, oh yeah, let's go to
Yeah.
bed.
Here's our party and we're going to bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe
That,
we'll celebrate later this week. That might be
oh yeah.
something we do.
Yeah,
So,
no, that's so funny though, because yeah, it's probably just it was such an exhausting race too. I mean, he's probably just
mhm.
like, I'm ready to go home and do sit
Yeah.
still. Um,
Yeah. He
so
had this.
how did you
No.
decide like what you're gonna wear? And do you get ready before you get there? Because my gosh, this is always the thing that I feel like all of us wives joke about like I will literally be FaceTiming my mom. If she's not there, I'm like FaceTiming her 5 minutes before I'm gonna go out on pit road. I'm like, does this even make sense? Like, do you like
Yeah.
it? You know?
Well, I'll say this. These days, my options are super limited. So I have to. You know what I started doing? I started doing a rental service. I used to do Rent the Runway for
Yeah,
races.
what do you do?
So now I do this company. It's called Newly, and it's basically a bunch of like anthropology brands. And
Yeah.
I just started doing it because I'm like, okay, maternity clothes, like dresses, stuff like that, that I'm only going to wear like one time.
Yeah.
I don't want to keep it. So I
How do you
started
spell
doing
this? I'm
this.
gonna write it down.
It's the coolest thing. It's Nuuly.
Okay.
Me and Alexa Reddick both do it.
I think
So
that I feel like we maybe talked about this at one point, and I need to just go ahead and sign up for it because that
yeah,
sounds
it's kind of
perfect.
everything. It doesn't have to be maternity, but
Yeah.
I was like, with these summer months coming up, and I don't want to buy maternity jeans and stuff like that. Like,
Yeah.
because if I get pregnant ever again, like I'll buy something different down the road.
Yeah.
But I actually happen to have like dresses that I had rented, and I just kept them on the bus. And I was like, I got those dresses. I'll just bring a couple pair of shoes options, and then I just kind of picked one. And the girls, Molly, we were struggling with her because she did not want to change out of her race car dress. That she has this one race car dress that she loves, and she
Yeah.
had it on in the car, and it was filthy. And Taylor put on this cute little pink outfit that she had just gotten. I'm like, you should really wear this pink dress. It's super cute. Like, she's like,
Yeah.
no, I want to wear this. And I'm like, how about this? Let's try it. Let's wear it for intros, and then you can come back and change into the race car dress after. And she's like, okay. And
Yeah.
then I kind of based my pink dress on what they were wearing because I'm like, it goes.
It did. You guys
Um,
all looked so coordinated and cute.
I know that's rare. That is not like a normal thing that we actually coordinate. And I know a lot of like moms and their kids do coordinate on race day. That was not intentional,
We're
but it was
terrible
like
at that.
it worked out. It was actually worked out, and it was, I don't know. Molly actually ended up doing it. I was like, thank God she changed because that race car dress is kind of like grungy. It needed to be washed.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
So,
Getting your kids to, I don't know. I get like, I don't, my sister-in-law and I were talking about it one time, and she's so good about getting her boys like all the same thing and they're all coordinated. And she's like, it's just easy. I just get them in each of their sizes and they're good to go, you know? And I'm like,
well, the
it's
argument with
different when you
boys
have
is they don't
three
have
boys.
hair.
Yeah, they have she has three boys, and I'm like, okay, it's the girls that are hard. And obviously, you have two girls, and it's Oakley. Like, I'm like, it's always she's not like a big fighter, but it's just like, what are we gonna do? And you got to do the hair and all the stuff.
I
And I think
know.
Molly and Oakley are the same way, and they like don't want their hair touched, right?
Yeah.
Like, because Molly doesn't. It's hard to even
Oh,
get me to comb Oakley's hair in the morning for school, and I'm like,
oh my
she's a
gosh.
ragamuffin. Here you go.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do less of, is I'm trying to be less or not less responsible, but not as over responsible for them, because Taylor's at the
Yeah,
age where she can, shower, take, do her hair,
yeah,
she does her makeup pretty good actually for, her age. So I don't have to worry about her as much. I mostly have to worry. I'm like, did you shower? Please tell me you showered, because
yeah,
she's at the age where
yeah.
she needs a shower. But Molly, she hates it when I like brush her hair. She's very tender headed, and like,
Yes.
so
So is
that's a constant struggle, that
yeah.
and her shoes. Like, if I can get her to wear a different pair of the regular shoes, then that's like a good day.
Yeah.
So, but yes, they're very like particular in what they wear and like how they do their hair, and yeah, it's a struggle.
Yeah. So funny.
So
So do you guys
I
have
know.
a good spot to put that grandfather clock?
No.
Are you gonna put it next to the other ones? Has he won?
I
How many
well,
times has he won there?
so I feel like, did he say 7? I don't really know the exact number, but they're all spread out
Stop.
right
That's
now.
insane.
I know. They're all spread out. We have a couple in our garage, I'm not gonna lie. And then his mom has one. I think his sister might have one, but we definitely need to. This is why we need a barn dominium, because
Yes.
just put all these trophies
Each corner.
and yeah, like it will be great. Or we could put it in
Yes.
the baby's room. The baby could have a nice grandfather clock.
As long as it doesn't ring, right?
Yeah, right.
That
Exactly.
that is so funny. Well, what a good problem to have. So cool.
That's true.
Well,
It's
I
a
just
great
wanted
problem to have.
yes, yes. Well, I just wanted to like pop on really quick, kind of just tell you congrats and hear a little bit about your day
Thank
that
you.
day and how cool. And he's locked in now and you're
I
good to go.
know.
And that's
I was
gotta
so
be,
yeah. We
like,
were.
not that I'm sure he ever or you guys would ever have any doubt, but it's like, what a relief.
Oh no.
Yeah.
You get worried. I mean, I told him, I was like, aren't you glad like you got it, like that win early in the season, and like you're locked in. There's like now it's just like fun from here on out. Like you don't have to worry. Like we can have this baby and not feel that like pressure of like, oh, you got to
Yeah.
make the playoffs. But
Yeah.
like no, it's a really good feeling, and like just to like feel like okay. And he was even saying, I thought it was interesting the other day, like how old he is in the sport, and like how you never know when that time comes for drivers, and when their last race will be, or when their last win will be. We were
Yeah.
listening to the teardown, with Jordan Bianchi and Jeff Gluck, and they were saying like, I think it was like Jimmy Johnson had his last win at 43. Kevin Harvick was like 44 or something, and Denny's 44. So I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, like you just never know when your last one will be. Not to say that this one was, because I think there's definitely more in his future, but
Yeah.
it's just like it's hard to believe, like, these days could be numbered, and we may not.
Yeah.
This isn't forever. This is not forever. This is only a very short blip at a time for us.
Right.
So we're very grateful
Well, what a
that,
good
like,
perspective. What a good
yeah,
perspective too to really take it in. Like obviously,
yeah.
you know, even like we were saying before, it used to maybe be a big grand party or whatever when you would win, and now it's just kind of like a little bit simpler this past one, but maybe it's even just like you're soaking it in differently and you're just kind of cherishing it. Like how cool.
Oh, Totally. And especially to
Yeah.
have like the girls there, and like it's been a long time since I think his last one was Dover, but we none of us were there for Dover. So it's been a minute since like myself and the girls have been to Victory Lane. I think it was like Richmond last year, but still it was a while, and like, you know, they're so excited for him, and like for them to still like be a part of it and like have these memories, and like I think
Yes.
it, and for him to like have them there, I think it's like, oh, like this is really cool. Like I get to have these experiences with my family. So
Totally. Well, I can only imagine, there'll be another one. And I'm looking at my calendar again. You're 2 months out from like today, right? Is June?
yeah,
Yeah.
basically for the baby, you mean?
Yeah.
I have my calendar literally right here too. The big one that you told me about. I have it.
Yeah. I'm looking at it and
Yeah.
it's like
Oh
you've
yeah, June
got,
1st. June 1st.
yeah, you've
So
got
two
like
months.
2 months from today.
Mhm.
And, give yourself a few
No,
weeks
my
and then
gosh. I'm
you
not
never know.
ready.
You might have that baby at the next Dover.
I know. That'd be so cool. I
Yeah.
know. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
So
Yeah.
exciting.
It's hard to believe it's like any it could be any time really, I guess.
Yeah. So exciting. I know. Yeah, you're 8 weeks out. This is the home stretch.
It's home stretch. I know. My doctor was like, "Oh, you'll have a couple more visits of these every couple weeks, and then you come in every week." And I'm like, "Already? Like how?"
Once you get to the every week on that third pregnancy, it's just like, what? Oh my God, I'm not ready. I gotta get,
I
I
know.
gotta
I'm
get
looking
it
at all the
together.
things. I'm looking at all the things I still have yet to do. I did order my crib, but that's gonna be here like late.
Yeah.
So I just
Well,
whatever. It's their baby. I'm not
I was
that
gonna say,
worried.
luckily you don't need, you don't need much. Not
Yeah,
to
you
begin
really
with.
don't. Yeah. So we'll figure it
So
out.
cool.
We've done this before. It's not our first rodeo.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. So cool. So excited for you.
Um,
Congratulations.
thank you.
Off to Darlington we go, and you guys can just, rest easy for the next 20 weeks or whatever.
Yeah, ish. To
Yeah.
an extent. To an
Yeah,
extent.
yeah, yeah.
In racing wise, yeah.
Yeah, in racing, yeah. You don't have anything else going on, right?
No, no, no. Oh,
Oh man.
you
So,
know,
so
so good
cool.
to see you. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Alrighty, I'll talk to you.
Alrighty.
I'll talk to you later.
Okay,
Bye.
sounds good. Bye.
Bye.